A really good way to come up with how to chunk that material or to group it all together is by looking at your textbook table of contents. Now keep in mind on the rubric we've asked that you do not adapt your course around one specific textbook. But if your course is like mine, in general, for the most part, most of the textbooks present the material pretty much in the same order. So taking a look here on this page, this is from my technical writing textbook currently. It's our 12th edition. And if you'll notice, I have a chapter 1 and it has points to it, chapter 2 points, chapter 3 points, or whatever. Now in general, I'm probably going to teach the same things in the same way each semester. And even if I use a different textbook, they're probably going to have pretty much the same points to it, so the same topics. So I will probably always give a little bit of an introduction to technical communication. So in that case, I can make a block that is only about an introduction to technical communication, and I can put whatever I want to in it, but it all relates to an introduction to tech writing. Now, I'm also going to focus on audiences. Now, I can create a topic in my Moodle course, and it's called audience. I can call it audience analysis, audience, or whatever. But in general, I am doing the same thing that Chapter 2, Meeting the Needs of Specific Audiences, is doing. So everything about my audience is going to go into that section. Now notice I'm using pretty much the same general organization that the textbook uses, but this organization is the same organization for just about any textbook on tech writing. Therefore, I'm not tailoring it to this textbook, but it's kind of giving me some ideas. Now, I will have a section on persuasion, so notice there's a chapter 3 is persuading your readers. So in this case, I'll have a topic just on persuasion. Now, even if I use a completely different textbook, it will also have a section on persuasion. So it's not like I'm tying it to the textbook, but I am grouping all of my information in one point. So what I want you to notice is that as you go through and think about how you're going to organize your class, take a look at the outline of your textbook and figure out what sections or modules or chapters you teach the most, and then break those chapters into topics. Each chapter is already its own topic, so come up with the general main point of that chapter, which, like in chapter 7, is thinking critically about the research process, so it's critical thinking. Research, for example. So I could say critical thinking for research, or just call it critical thinking. That's going to be in every tech writing textbook I teach. So if I have that section in my course, everything that goes on critical thinking that I would teach that week or those few days when I go over that section will be in that topic, that critical thinking topic. Same thing goes down here in the other parts of my textbook. I will always have a section where I'm focusing on visuals, and I may just call that visuals. Actually, another textbook, it was just called visuals, so I have a topic called visuals in my class, and I put everything on visuals in that one section, including the assignments and the forums, so that students can discuss it each time. And the other thing about chunking your course in this manner is whenever you have each topic with all of its own materials in that topic, if for some reason you don't teach that topic that semester, you can hide just that topic and everything related to it is hidden also. So you don't have to go throughout your course looking for everywhere that you put something about a visual. Instead, all the visuals are in one place, so you hide one thing. Something that's different is, for example, history is different and literature is different, because in some cases you may not teach all of that material. So there's no way I can teach every single Renaissance writer that was ever lived, because there's thousands of them. But one semester I may teach Shakespeare, another semester I may teach somebody else. So I may do John Donne one year, and one year I may not do him. So if I create a topic with only John Donne the poet and all of his works, questions about him, and forums about him, and activities related to that information, when I don't teach John Donne, I can hide it and I don't have to do anything else for the rest of the semester. So chunking your course makes it very useful, it makes it easy to work with, and it helps you be very flexible.